Okay. Are we working this time? Oh, I'm just going to close that. That's better. Ugh, lovely. Right, we have 3 people waiting. Hello, 3 people. Okay, it's dropped to 2 now. Ha! Fantastic. Yeah, I tried this about an hour ago, but it just didn't work, and I had numerous problems with my laptop. So who is on this chat? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Tara, you are watching. That's good. At least someone's here. And I just need to get that off the screen. Goodbye, Tara, off the screen. Lovely. Me, we can hear you. At least someone can. And the fantastic thing is, I am looking on looking at that on my laptop at the moment. I've finally figured out how to do these goddamn live streams after how long? A long time. Yes. What are you up to today, guys? How is Prague? And anyone else that's watching, where are you from? What are you doing today? Lovely jubbly. Oh, we have 6 people now. Let's see if we can get a higher number. I know it's very late in Europe. It's like, what is it 10 o'clock, Tara, in Europe? Let me know. It is 3 o'clock here in Colombia, Medellin, where I will not be for very much longer. Alan, hello Alan. Oh, welcome Alan. You sound loud and clear. Yes, Alan, I remember, I think you left me some hints, recommendations for Mexico, if I'm correct. I'm not sure. Oh, we got lots of people recommending things today. That's good. So just firstly, before I go into the chat thing, you'll notice that behind me is a pile of crap. That's the only way I can define that pile of things. And 1 second. Right. Here is my suitcase. And if you remember, a long time ago, in Korea, it was literally a year ago, I found this suitcase in a dumpster in Busan. But as you can see, it's not in the best condition. And I am a complete idiot when it comes to luggage, when it comes to packing, etc. So I really need your help in basically reducing the size of my suitcase for a start, reducing the amount of stuff that I have. Because one thing that annoys me, and this might, I'm sure all other travelers will agree with me, is when you book a flight, it's like, oh my God, I need to pay extra money for, my hands are so dirty now. I need to pay extra money now for baggage cost, you know, 20 kilograms. And mine is normally about 19 kilograms, which is, I think that's too much. Tara, what do you think? Is that too much? Sylvia, is that massive? I think it is. And I really want to reduce my costs. I'm doing a lot of travel over the next couple of months in Mexico, which involve flights. Yes. So let's go back to the chat. What's everyone saying? Okay, it's 10 o'clock in... Oh, you're in Brno. Okay. Awesome. Lovely jubbly. Let's see if Animals joins. He or she is in Prague. I've yet to find out their real name. Okay. Alex Martinez, hello. Hi, you need to go to Alta Vista, Linda Vista, and Santa Fe in Mexico City. Shall I talk about Santa Fe first? I'm a bit excitable today, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. I don't know why. Right, so when I was in Mexico City the last time, I did say that I was going to do a video in Santa Fe, but I ran out of time and I was overcome with exhaustion. So this time that is the first video I'm doing. Literally, as soon as I get to Mexico City, I'm getting on a bus to Santa Fe, just on Santa Fe. So I remember from the last time, people talked about things like Mexicana, the Parque Mexicana, the largest shopping mall in, was it Mexico or Mexico City? I'm assuming it's Mexico. So those are 2 things I can go to. Lots of shops of buildings, etc. Anything else in Santa Fe, please tell me below. Where is Alta Vista and Linda Vista? I've never heard of them. Yeah, so Santa Fe will be top of my list because that has been a much requested video for a long time, which I'm sorry that I did not get time to do that, but I literally was dead after the last time in Mexico. I've had a lot of time in Colombia now to what's the word? Refresh and rejuvenate. As you'll notice by the lack of videos, which I'll come on to in a little bit. So yes, thank you for the recommendations about Mexico. I've said this before, that nowhere else in the world have I had people constantly recommending things. I had some amazing ones the other day from a subscriber. I'm going to mention a place. Let me put it in the chat because I'll probably pronounce it wrong. Tasco, is that the one? It's about 2.5 hours from Mexico City. I've been recommended to go there. That's bad English. Advised. I'm supposed to be an English teacher. Advised to go there. So if anyone knows anything about Tasco, please tell me. And if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sure you will correct me. Tara, what have I noticed is the new skinny snatched version of yeah, can you see the bones? I'm so skinny after Colombia because I have serious issues with food. The guy that I'm staying with, who was going to be in this video, but he got nervous. Yeah, he went out, but he's always complaining to me about food. Thank you, Tara. Too much. We did it with small backpack, ditch the luggage. Absolutely. I think you remember a time back in Malaysia. By the way, everyone, I met Teresa or Tara and Silvio in Langkawi, Malaysia, a long time ago, literally 2 years ago. Office No Thanks, by the way. Check out their channel. They've just recently started doing videos again, and Tara has amazing hair. Unlike mine. Yeah, so ditching the luggage is on the agenda. I think when I get to Bogota, as of Wednesday, I will go hunting for I'm not going to get a backpack. I don't think I'll ever get a backpack, but a smaller suitcase, one that is the size that I can put in the overhead bins. Matthew Tasker, I see you've just joined. I was going to message you about what is the size for carry-on for planes, because I'm stupid with these things. Is it different for every airline? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. So in case you hadn't realised, I'm a complete idiot when it comes to luggage, packing. We'll get on to the packing in a minute because I've never done a packing video in 2 years. Okay, Alan, I've recommended you go to that place I can't say, Guanajuato? Yeah, it's medieval old town. So that is a potential, if it's doable for Mexico City, and maybe I'll stay a night there and do it that way because I don't think it's doable in a day trip. Yes. Okay, people are talking. That's good. Talk amongst yourselves as well. That would be great. Gemma, hello again. Yeah, I gave up the last time. I saw you join just as I left. Welcome. Where are you now in the UK, Gemma? Because I'm sure you said you were up north last time. Yes, I potentially will be flying into Exeter Airport by epic comeback to the UK in a few months. Whether or not that will happen remains to be seen. Okay, Alta Vista is close to San Angel, or San Angel. Okay, I can't do Spanish pronunciation. Linda Vista is north of CDMX. Okay, awesome. Ah, okay. Linda Vista is the poshest area of North CDMX. Okay, so Polanco. I did the video there, and everyone and there was uproar that I said it was the richest area in Mexico City. So I changed the title to one of the richest areas. Yes. Okay. So that's some more places to go to. Thank you for the recommendations. I will get onto the packing in a minute. Before I say anything else, I just want to say I am beyond excited about going back to Mexico City because I have disliked Colombia for many reasons. So I'm really looking forward to getting back there. Lovely. Okay, I'm looking at the chat on my laptop now. It's better. Am I talking on italki? What are you on about? Each airline has their own rules and dictatorship draconians. Yes. So I could have an issue, but definite luggage buying will happen very soon. I'm really curious when you will visit us in Prague. So yeah, we said New Year, didn't we? I'm not sure. Because I might stay in Mexico for longer. I will see how YouTube goes when I'm there. And as I said in the last live stream, I'm planning to go from Mexico City to New York to the UK to get my visa for Russia. Then I will be in Europe. So it depends on whether I'll spend longer in Mexico, and depends on how long it takes to get the visa for Russia. I will keep you updated, Tara. Of course, Gemma. I keep forgetting that you're from East Midlands, but you live in Devon. Yes, where my mum is and my sisters. You were saying at some moment you are thinking to move to Germany. Did you still thinking to move there? Yes and no. So I think I talked about this in another video briefly. Yeah, I did, the Colombia update one, where and this is an interesting point. Other travellers might have an opinion. So for a long time, I've thought about what have I thought about? Getting a long-term base for a long time, which I kind of had in Mexico, and I kind of had here in Medellin, and I will again in Mexico City when I get back there on the 5th of September. Put that in your diaries. You probably won't. Yes. And I wanted to do that, and the Germany thing, in order to be in a base and be able to travel around Europe and have a life again. But I've realised here in Colombia that I don't want a life. I want the travel life still. We've got 11 people now, by the way. If anyone's just joined, 12 people. Let me know where you're from, what you're up to today or this evening if you're in Europe, or middle of the night if you're in Japan. Yeah, so that life thing, you know, relationships, friendships, it's I think it's more than it, well, what's the phrase? It's I can't think of the phrase. More than it lives up to, or the opposite of that, I don't know. Basically, I don't want that. I'd much rather be in a position where I can do English lessons, do YouTube, travel around like I did last year. I won't be able to do it as to the same extent because I'm not a millionaire. But yeah, so going forward, I don't know if I'll go to Germany. I probably will go to Germany, but maybe not to find somewhere to live. I don't think I'm ready to find somewhere to live yet. I hope that answered the question. Yes. But yeah, perhaps Europe over Christmas will be good. You know, like Christmas markets in Berlin. Love them. It was literally, how many years ago? 10 years ago, a decade ago, end of November, I was in Germany, in Berlin. So it'd be good to be back there again at the exact same time. Okay, I'm going to go on to a bag thing in a minute. Sorry if the lighting is bad. The lighting is horrendous in rooms in. All I've got is literally that. There's no good light. It's even worse in Mexico, lighting in rooms. Any Mexicans, please feel free to disagree with me. But the places I've stayed in have awful lighting. Okay, Matthew Tasker, what are you on about? Best advice I can give you for luggage is round up the dimensions of each airline you're flying and use the smallest as your baseline. That's a good tip. You know, you would think people with a brain might consider that. Well done. Thank you very much, Matthew. Yeah, because it's difficult though, isn't it? Because one minute I might be in Japan and I might be in Mexico, so I might be flying with a lot of different airlines. But I think the first thing to do is get a new suitcase after reducing my stuff today. Okay, let's have a look. Brace yourself for the winter, Gemma. When you get to the UK, summer has officially left us. Or should I say the heat wave that everyone was calling it, when actually it's summer. Yes. Alex, I'm from Wiltshire. I'm going to Mexico City. Oh, Alex, were we talking on iTalki earlier? I think we were, weren't we? I've got some mates in Salisbury, and where's the other place? The place with the army base, Porton. That's the one. I like Wiltshire. Very nice. I'm originally from Feltham in West London, right near Heathrow Airport. Okay, Al Royce, hello. How's it going? I remember you from last time. George. You're from that place. Is it Guanajuato? Guanajuato. Yeah, is that right? Please tell me if I'm wrong. I'm determined to get Spanish pronunciation better, which has improved somewhat since I've been in Colombia, and also my language skills. Well, I almost said that wrong. Phil, not Phil. Phil. Thanks for all your hard work producing informative videos. I envy your lifestyle and wish that I could travel the world like you do. Oh, thank you, Phil. That's very nice. yeah, sometimes I don't envy it because sometimes it's very difficult. The last couple of months have been probably the most difficult time I've had in the last 2 years. Purely because there was that life thing and wanting to have a life again, and then I realised I didn't want that. So I was very mixed up. I had a lot of stuff going on, relationships, friendships again. And it kind of made me realise why I left the UK in the first place, because I didn't want any of that. Yeah. Okay. Right. I'll come back to the chat in a minute. So I want to talk about electronic things. I've just spoiled the surprise. So you might think that as a YouTuber, I might have this posh bag with, compartments for my things. And Matthew Tasker is going to kill me. This is my equipment bag for technology. It's a carrier bag. So the first thing, which doesn't go in this bag, by the way, is my Osmo stabilizer, which is falling apart. Other YouTubers on this, please tell me what you use for your filming. So it might surprise a lot of people that I don't use a camera. So phone goes in there. Smooth shots. This is the old version. It's from April 2017. I got it in Tokyo. There's a newer one out there. If anyone wants to buy one of these, it's $99, I believe. The new one. This was about $300. And yeah, it's brilliant for videos. Even if you're just doing things for whatever, not YouTube. And the good thing about the new one is that you can do portrait for Instagram stories. So that's the first thing. What else is in this bag? Okay, other things, GoPro thing. So I use that when I go in the water. You should really get one that is floatable, if you know what I mean. Matthew Tasker's just done a load of emojis. What's going on? Because, yeah, and you can tighten it around your wrist so you don't lose it. So in a lot of videos where I've been in the water, in Kyrgyzstan, in Thailand, I've used that. GoPro head strap. I've used this many times. Well, I say many, about 3 times. Tokyo Mario Kart, great for it. When else have I used this? I must have known. Let me think. Shooting a gun in Ao Nang, Thailand, 2016. There's the actual GoPro with the little tripod thing. I don't really use my GoPro much now. Everything else in here is basically shit. Pardon my French. Numerous doodahs. What are they called? Plug adapters. Oh, someone just messaged me on Skype. I'll speak to you later. This baby, right? So this would be a survey. When you go on holiday or when you go traveling, do you buy like one of these, a stupid little one, USB thing, plug, or do you buy a multi-travel adapter? I originally got one in Japan for, I think it was about $40, which is ridiculous, but this was free. So when I got my flight, and Matthew will remember this, when I went from Beijing to Tijuana, it was the first flight with Hainan Airlines, or whatever they're called, and they gave me this free. So it is absolute godsend. It's lasted me months now, no problems. Look, you can just do that, bish bash bosh, whatever country you're in, perfect. It's absolute godsend. I could never find these in the UK. It might just be me. Yeah. So that's basically my technology bag. You've also got a spoon. That's from Japan. These little things to go on the GoPro. Yeah, so that's pretty much my technology bag. And that will generally go in my suitcase. So that will stay the same. Yes, let's get back to the chat. In terms of technology, actually, I do want to get a proper camera with a stabilizer in it, basically. But I love my stabilizer. It's brilliant. And I don't mind doing it on my phone. The phone I have at the moment is a Galaxy J7 Neo. I don't know if that's good. It's pretty much just as good as the Samsung S7 that I had originally. Yeah, so phone, stabilizer, that's all you need. So anyone that says that you need to buy this ridiculously expensive equipment for videos, you don't need to. The phone was about, in pounds, £150, £200. Obviously cheaper if you get it in somewhere like Colombia, which I did. Um, okay. I've got loads of chat to go back on. George, that's a lovely name. Guanajuato. Okay, that's correct. You said it right. Yes. Finally, it's only taken what 6 months of being in this part of the world. Okay. Instead of Monterey, yeah. Al, I think you are the second person that said to me that Monterey is boring. That it's more industrial. Yeah. Okay, I will take that into account because you're the second person that's told me that now, and it's that's why this is great, because it's great to hear from people that actually live in the country that I'm going to, because I wouldn't have a clue if Monterey is as good as you know what I mean. One thing I wanted to say though, and I mentioned this in the comment back to the other guy that said about it, was that yeah, Monterey isn't top 10 tourist place, but if you look back on my channel, I don't like to go to the top 10 tourist places. And actually those videos, like in Kyrgyzstan, for example, they're still some of my most highest videos in terms of views. So that's the thing about YouTube. Don't just go to the places that are popular, because everyone does videos there. Go to the places that are lesser known, the places with potential. So, okay, yes, thank you, Al. I will think about that. Guadalajara, definitely. I've got a friend from Guadalajara. I met her in Belize about 10 years ago. Again, everything was 10 years ago. I just say that. Okay, Tara, question. This looks official. What was the hardest point of your travel? Did you ever wanted to just give up traveling on YouTube? Yes, I'll say that again. Did you ever just want to give up traveling in YouTube? Why? Probably every day. No, not that bad. The hardest part, that's a good question, Tara, thank you. And a really difficult question. Oh my God. Probably twice when I ran out of money. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, because I knew I had money coming, but at the same time it was stressful. And I would think, what the F am I doing? I could easily just go back to the UK to my old job and earn more than enough to live on. But screw that. I don't want to do that. So when did I run out of money? I ran out of money in Japan in January. And again in Bogota about 2 months ago, which is why I've just been working non-stop while I've been in Medellin. Other hardest points, probably relating to travel loneliness, which I did a video about a long time ago. Especially doing this by myself, even though I'm staying with someone at the moment, it can get really difficult in terms of your mental state, which I was going to do a video about, because I could do a massive video about mental health while traveling. Let me know if you want me to do that video. It will be quite personal, which I don't mind doing. But I've been kind of putting off doing that video, and being in Medellin has been a roller coaster. Literally life and death at times. In terms of giving up traveling, I think not so much giving up, but in terms of wanting breaks, I think, which I've done in Medellin, and right now I'm literally itching to be wheeling a suitcase along again, going to an airport, researching new places, which I've been doing a lot of lately. So, for example, Russia, India. Tara, I don't know if I told you I'm going to India, well, planning to anyway, early next year maybe. I will hit you up about tips, because one of my English students is really into yoga and meditation and Dharma and Buddha, etc. And I'm quite interested in it. And in terms of YouTube, I know I'm rambling. Yeah, and so times like now, if you see my Instagram story, I put a photo earlier of a top video that has been a top video for ages. And literally, as soon as I left Mexico, nosedived. And it's been like that ever since. And trust me, the moment I leave Colombia, it will go back up again. Because I'm certain that it depends what country you're in, whether people actually get notifications, whether YouTube recommends videos. So because of that, it's really frustrating, because I think, one of the reasons I'm going back to Mexico is because I know a lot of people watching are from Mexico, and, they'll watch and grow the channel, which is the ultimate aim. So it does get demotivating at times like that. and you think, why am I bothering, you know? But this is why I bother, because this is great to talk to people who actually take the time to hit that subscribe button, like and comment. Don't forget to like and comment and share as well. Okay, I'm going to get back to the clothes in a minute. We've done the technology. I think we've established I'm not going to throw any technology out because I really don't have that much. I need to get a new micro SIM card because, you know what I mean, SD card, that's it, because it went missing in my last phone that I left in a taxi. Yes, Matthew, and here I am with my over-the-top packing cubes and cable bags. Packing cubes. I've never used packing cubes. Normally because I'm quite good at just making things as small as possible. I think that comes from when I was in Australia years ago, having a backpack, having to squash everything down, roll it up, put it inside shoes. On that note, what are everyone's packing tips? Write it in the chat. Because other than that, I'm useless with packing. I don't invest in things like packing cubes. Cable bags? What is a cable bag? I've never seen that in my life. Tara and Sylvia might remember that I created something a long time ago to stop your cables from wiring. I'm surprised it didn't get picked up by, you know, international company. George, good stabilizer. Yes, it is very good. Oh my God, there's so much chat. Let's go through the chat, then I'll go to the close. Okay, beautiful cities. I need a gimbal. DJ Ironin, yes, that's another one I've thought about getting. Apologies for the use of American English. Getting. I don't know. That's happening a lot lately, mate. And I'm going to get Australian too. Which phone are you using now? I think I answered that one. Yeah, Galaxy J7 Neo. Literally only the last video I did, the Comina 13 one, is on that. Before that, it was Hawaii Y7, I think. But that was shit. It had major issues with lighting and focusing, and I just couldn't fix it. So it was really difficult to do panning shots because the lighting changed as the shot moved along. But this one is much better. It's still a bit of an issue with focusing, but I haven't figured it out yet. I bought it the day before I did that video, so I didn't get time to figure it out. Okay. I have a universal gangway. Okay. Oh, we're back to plugs. Okay. Okay. That sounds complicated. A universal gangway. All of these things I've never heard of. My plug thing works a treat. I did have an adapter, you know, where you can stick like 4 in. That went the way of the dinosaurs a long time ago, along with most of my things. Okay. Baja California. I did go to Tijuana years ago for 3 hours. But no, not on this trip. I don't think. Tara, do a mental health video also on how much traveling and YouTube has changed you. I will do that, Tara. Yes. I'm going to try and do a video film a video this afternoon, but I have all sorts of issues with lighting, planes going over, as you can probably hear. Yes. Okay, we're back to India. Rishikesh is the place to be for yoga and meditation. Yes. Get your intestines ready. My intestines are ready all the time, ready to go. Particularly in Mexico City when I had the poos for 4 weeks. That was diabolical. And also Colombia, it's been a bit ropey, I must admit. Yes. Hello, Juan. How's it going? How's Bogota? Enrique, how's it going? I remember you from Mexico videos. I'm coming back to Mexico in a couple of weeks, 5th of September. Cannot wait. Right, back to some clothing. So this is going to shock you. So I have been traveling around for the last 2 years with not one jacket, but originally it was 6. So you might remember these from videos. My blue one from Zara, which I'm keeping, no matter what you say. This one, which I bought for 22 euros in Naples, in Italy, which was featured in that video. but I don't like it. It doesn't fit very well. So if anyone wants this, I can send it to you. Size large, but I think in Italy size it's massive. It's more like a medium for me, but that is probably going to go. What do you think? I should chuck that out or give it to someone? I don't know. Oh crap. This one, again, this has been since the beginning, since I was in the UK. It gets really hot, even though I really like this jacket. It's nice. I think it's time to say goodbye. Again, what do you think? Mark them out of 10. You know, if it's less than a 7, it's going. Okay. Okay, this baby, it looks really stupid, but it's basically my all-weather chasing tornadoes, climbing volcano jacket. I've only worn this like a couple of times. I bought it in Sydney, Australia, mate. All through the storm chasing videos, I was wearing this, looking like Kenny from South Park. You know what I mean? And again, in Mexico, the volcano video where I had to do a shit up the top of the volcano. And then there's this one. I think it was from Hong Kong or Abu Dhabi or something. Very light. It doesn't weigh anything, so I'm thinking of keeping that. So what do you think? Should I chuck the leather ones out? Because they're so heavy and they add unnecessary weight. India is definitely getting a dedicated trip sometime next year, saving some miles and points. Yes, next year is the India year, definitely. I might see you there. I don't know when I'm going to be there because originally I was planning on going there from St. Petersburg, Moscow, Kazan, possibly. Because a few English students have recommended Kazan. Then I want to go to Baku, Azerbaijan, and then from there to India. But I think with flights, I might have to go back to Moscow or somewhere in Russia. It's cheaper to go to India, or to New Delhi anyway. But I'm not sure about when I'm going to be in Russia because of winter. I don't know if I want to be there in January, you know, so I might delay it a bit. Oh, my battery's going. 1 second. Oh crap, I've lost the thingy bob. Where's the plug adapter? Oh, it's okay. I can just do it on my phone. Don't panic, everyone. That's the thing with doing these videos. I have nowhere to put things. So I will continue on my phone once this battery goes. Yeah, India. I'm currently researching routes. I'm not there because there's just so many different itineraries I've seen online. Maybe I want to do something different than, you know, Taj Mahal, etc. Goa. Yeah, give my clothes away, Tara. I might give the 2 jackets to my Venezuelan friend. I think he already went out in one last night while I was sleeping and got drunk. I was sober. Yes. So I might do that. We're on to the other club, which are basically just t-shirts, but I'll show you some other bits. I can sign it on the inside. Throw this blue trash bag looking monstrosity. I love it. It's the best. I disagree with you, Tara. We're going to have a fight over this. I'll give it to you when I come to Prague. It was from Uniqlo in Sydney. Top quality. What about Sri Lanka? That's a good question. I've thought about Sri Lanka before. I think I was thinking of doing a workaway there, but then I didn't. Yes. It's really hot in here, but I don't want to put the fan on because it'll cause chaos. Okay, Al, donate my clothes there in Colombia. Why carry them to Mexico if you don't want them? Yes, that's a good point. I could find somewhere in Bogota, perhaps. Yes, good thinking. I hadn't thought of that. Okay, other things. I don't think this has been in a video. My Brazil flag that I bought on Ipanema Beach in Rio, probably 10 years ago again. This is the best. Love it. So if anyone's going to Rio, you can buy one on the beach from a lovely lady. Yes, 1 second. Okay, these are the only shoes I have, other than my flip-flops, which I bought in Superman, which I bought in Indonesia. They've lasted me, I think, since December. I can almost put my finger through the bottom. My hiking shoes, which I've had since the beginning, these are an original character since day one. Perfect. Mountains, volcanoes, walking down the street, perfect. Bit heavy, but they're fine. Awesome. What's Matthew Tasker saying? Why not fly one of the Middle Eastern carriers between Baku and India, i.e. Qatar Airways, Emirates or Etihad? Yes, I think that was on my list. My battery's going again. Where is the charger? 1 second. It's gone AWOL. Okay, I'll stick to the phone. Yeah, so that's an option. I just need to look at flights, prices. Yes. And other things I have. Oh, God. T-shirts, shorts. That's it, pretty much. And 2 pairs of jeans. Lovely. Jeans 1, everyday use. Jeans 2, slut jeans. Basically, if I'm going on a night out and maybe I want to sleep with someone, I can wear these jeans because they're really skinny. I'm joking, of course. That doesn't happen. Lovely. And the last 2 things. Who remembers this? Osaka Christmas last year from, again, Uniqlo. Everything comes from there. And this, which I've never worn, this was from Kruger National Park in South Africa. Yes, so that's my luggage. I don't know what else I can throw out. Yeah, I think maybe just some t-shirts, but definitely the jackets need to go. The other thing is I'm going to throw my towel away because I generally stay in Airbnbs now and I don't need a towel of my own. That will eliminate a lot of space. Hair straighteners, essential, especially as my hair is growing a bit now. I don't know where I got these. I haven't got a clue. I have no hairdryer. I left that in Thailand, so that's already saved some space. So, yeah, I think I've decided smaller suitcase and, yeah, jackets have got to go. It's executive decision. It's happening. Right, I'm calm now. Lovely. Yeah, if anyone else has joined, I've just been through my packing, what I have in my suitcase and technology-wise, which isn't really anything. And yeah, has anyone got any travel questions? Any travel discussion? What are your favourite places you've been to? What are your worst places? What are your travel nightmare stories that you've had? I'm sure I've had many of them as well. Yeah, talk away in the chat. I'm really hot now. I shouldn't have put that flag on my back. Antonio, hello. The Golden Temple in Amritsar is far more impressive than the Taj Mahal. Okay. Very beautiful at night. Plus the food is superior in quality as well. Good. I like Indian food. I used to live with a Sikh family who I don't speak with anymore. Long story. Yeah, I've heard the Taj Mahal isn't all that in terms of like the actually seeing it, because everyone I watch on YouTube is like, oh yeah, I can't see it. So yes. Okay, Sylvia and Antonio are talking. Okay, agree. Okay, take ages to get there with the bus. Oh, buses. That's a good point. So what's everyone's experience of bus travel and train travel in countries? Do you prefer to do a night train or night bus, or do you prefer daytime bus? Yeah, put your thoughts. I will tell you my thoughts afterwards. Okay, Tara has more questions. Ah, how do you do it with doctor's appointments, dentists? I go to dentist and dental hygiene all the time. Can't imagine traveling and not having this type of routine. How do you do it? Simple answer. I don't. So I haven't been to the doctors or dentist since I left the UK, November 2016, where I had a filling and I had a tooth taken out. Lovely. So when I go back to the UK, I'm going to take advantage of the free NHS and basically get a proper checkup, dental thingy bob. I've always been quite lucky with teeth. I've never had a problem until then. So I think 36 years without a tooth problem, not bad. Yes. But yeah, I really should. And the same with cutting hair. So I cut my own hair and dye it. Could you tell? Because I always worry about going into like hairdressers and not being able to speak, and they, you know, give me a perm or something. That wouldn't be good. Okay, Enrique, daytime bus mainly, and Silvio, night train. Okay, interesting. So I prefer daytime, if I'm honest. Bus. Because, okay, there were twice I got a night train. Once in Bangkok, long time ago, and once in Yogyakarta in Indonesia. And if you saw those videos, they were quite possibly the worst experiences of my life. The one in Yogyakarta was admittedly my own fault, because I could have paid extra for an executive train, which was 130,000 rupiah, and I paid 90,000 for the budget one. And the budget one was like hard seats, there was no bed, and it was like death. I swear I almost died. Who wants to see David riding a scooter? I did. And you commented on it. It was in Yogyakarta as well, but I was on the back of it. I can't ride a scooter. I can drive cars. Yeah, so night train, no way. And the other reason I get a daytime bus or train is because if I arrive somewhere at 6 o'clock in the morning, which I did in Bangkok, I then have to wait like 8 hours before I can check in. And I am someone that I need a shower as soon as I get somewhere. I need a bed as soon as I get somewhere. I'm not one of these people that can, oh, well, I'll just leave my bags and I'll explore for the day. No way. I need my bed when I get somewhere. But everyone's different, I guess. How about when... Oh, I've missed something. Here's a thought. If you had to pack for a trip with extreme opposites in terms of climate, how would you suggest to pack? Extremes being Canada in the winter, which I've been to, and CPT in the... Where is CPT? Do you mean Cape Town? Oh, which is where you're going. I guess I've kind of done this with... So, for example, when I flew from Indonesia to Nagasaki... no, not Nagasaki, wherever it was. I think it was in Seoul, where it was literally 0 degrees and I'd come from like boiling hot. Quite simply, have a lot of clothes and a lot of options. So jeans, shorts, lots of jackets. I did have a scarf, a hat, but I guess they've got to be like lightweight. So that black jacket I showed you, or the blue one, the silly one that Tara didn't like, is quite actually good for cold weather, moderate and hot. So yeah, that's the thing I would say. Yeah, light things that you could use in both types of weather, potentially. That's what I do anyway, and it's worked so far. Always have flip-flops. I even wear flip-flops in winter, because it saves on packing space, I guess. Yeah, I did have another pair of shoes, but they were stolen in Kuala Lumpur, along with everything. How about when you hit 10k, you learn how to ride a scooter and film it? Tara, I'm going to kill you. Right, I'll try. I did try to learn in Malaysia, in Langkawi actually, but I almost died. Yes, that is a good idea, Teresa. Okay, you've got a deal. So that means that everyone has to share everything, like, comment, call everyone in Mexico and tell them to subscribe, and then I will learn to ride a scooter and not die. Deal. I'm not crossing my fingers. Right, Matthew Tasker. Night trains are cool, but now pretty much no more here in France. Okay, I'd love to try one of the Amtrak trains. Oh yes, awesome. So I saw some of them when I did storm chasing. Yes, going across the country. Well, I think when I was in Colorado, I think. Okay, Tara's talking again. Okay, once you hit 10K, to accept the challenge and learn how to drive. Okay, yes, gotcha. I'm behind on the chat. Sylvia, good point. I forgot to mention that one. The advantage of taking the night train, especially if it has a bed, is that you don't pay for accommodation. Yes, especially if you're on a budget. That's an awesome tip. But I and people say that to me, but I'm like, no, I would quite happily pay for the night accommodation if it meant that I can have a bed as soon as I get there. But that's just me. Okay, I'll get checked baggage allowance for free with business class. I haven't watched your video yet about the points. I need to watch that. I didn't get a notification, by the way, even though I have clicked the bell. I can send you photographic proof. So YouTube really hates me at the moment. Yes. Lovely. Okay, I'm actually caught up with the chat. Amazing. So I've talked about luggage. My throat is completely gone. I'm glad I don't have any more English lessons today. Are there any questions about English? Actually, yeah, italki. So as you know, I teach with italki. There is, I'm now being sponsored by italki. Basically, I do one video a month with them, get paid for it. So that's another stream of income. It's not very much, but it adds to the money that I have in my bank account every month. Not that I can access my bank account at the moment because I have no bank card. So Western Union all the way. I'm literally penniless right now. Yeah, so that's one thing that's the next video will be. It will be a sponsored video. Then I'll be going to Bogota on Wednesday, 10-hour bus, day bus, not a night bus, because I'm not getting a night bus. Yes. Yeah, Bogota for a week, then back to Mexico City the week after on the 5th. I get there very early on the 6th of September. That's the next month. And if anyone wants to know, I'm staying in, and don't kill me for this, I'm staying in Doctores in Mexico City. I know it's not the best area, but the place I found is cheap, good Wi-Fi, apparently. She sent me the connection test thing. It's an area that I know because I stayed near there last time. It's quite central. I don't want to stay in Condesa or Roma because it feels just too pretentious. And all of the digital nomads go there, whatever. I don't do what everyone else does. So yeah, I'm staying in Doctores, but I will be in and out of there. So because it's really cheap, exceptionally cheap, I hope this doesn't come back to bite me on the arse. But it means that I can leave my stuff there, take a small bag, which I'm still waiting for, by the way. I'm meant to be getting a free bag from a bag company, but it hasn't arrived, to do a video about, by the way. And yeah, so Guadalajara, Monterrey, or the other place. I'm going to Puebla for a couple of days over a weekend to see a friend of mine, back to Mexico City, and then the Formula One is at the end of October, so I'm going to the Mexican Grand Prix. Yes! I haven't bought the tickets yet, but I will do. And after that, I might stay in Mexico for longer because a lot of people have said about the Day of the Dead in November. Yes. Tara has more questions. What are your travel-related pet peeves? P.S. Also did not receive the notification for live stream. No one does. It's because I'm in Colombia and YouTube hates me. Pet peeves. Oh my God, I don't know. Humans. People in general. So I'm in an Airbnb at the moment, purposely so I can have some privacy and that sort of. But this place is kind of like a hostel as well. There's people everywhere. There's lots of rooms. It's a really big house. But people just walk in and start talking. You know, I'm naked. Not now. but it's really annoying. And when you're trying to have privacy, you've got headphones in, yet people still talk to you. It's like obvious you don't want to talk to anyone. That's a pet peeve. Travel pet peeves, probably anything to do with my bank. The fact that so currently I had to change my address in the UK so they could send a new card to my new address in the UK, which is my mother's address. They then refused to send me a new card until that address has been live for 30 days. So I can't request a new card until September. I also have a Revolut card on its way, another card with HSBC, which will be coming at the same time. So hopefully I won't have this issue again. Yes. Other pet peeves. Oh my God. 1 month backpackers is another one. You know, the people that virgin travelers, and I don't mean to slag off any virgin travelers, first time travelers, but I was like that once. You know, arriving in Thailand or Indonesia and having no idea about anything, being drunk all the time in a hostel and not actually experiencing anything. I know that's part of travel life, especially when you're younger, and I did that, so I'm a hypocrite. Yes, I am. But as an older person, it now winds me up, which I think will be the same for everyone. Step-in was also cheap. It was. Oh God, I hated that hostel. I remember when someone came through the ceiling when I was in the toilet. That was great fun. Enrique, yes, Guadalajara. I remember I will be there on the 22nd of September. That is the plan. As soon as I have access to a bank account again, I can book the flights. Or alternatively, just pay with PayPal. Matthew, so if you're not a fan of night buses or trains, what about overnight flights when there are daytime options available on the day of travel? No, I would still do a day flight because I can't sleep on planes. I get claustrophobic on planes. I get grumpy if I don't have enough sleep, especially after a flight. Did I say I'm scared of the window seat? Yeah, claustrophobic. And the same thing about getting somewhere early in the morning and you know, like somewhere like China or Korea, where airports are miles away from anywhere and there's transport not running and you have to wait around or get an expensive taxi. No. And then wait around at your accommodation to check in. So even if it costs a bit more, I don't really care. I just don't care. Okay, Antonio, definitely stay for the day, or the chat just moved. The Day of the Dead. Oaxaca. No. Do you mean Oaxaca City? I can't go back there again after the last time. It was atrocious. I really didn't like Oaxaca. It wasn't because of Oaxaca, it was because of me. I was tired, I was working. Yes, Revolut is really awesome. Yeah, I haven't actually got the card yet. It's currently my mum's address in the UK. I can't actually transfer money to it until I'm back in the UK because I have to go to my bank to do something. It's a really long story, but basically Santander is stupid. Anyone who has any contacts with any newspapers or TV news programs, please give them my details and I can tell my story about Santander abandoning me in Colombia with no money. Yes, Enrique, awesome. Yes, I can't wait to come to Guadalajara. I've heard a lot about it. Like I said, I've got a friend who, well, she's from there, but she lives in Oaxaca now. And she's told me a lot about it. It would be good to get out over that side of Mexico City rather than the side that I went last time. Okay, Guanajuato seems the place to go. I think everyone, but then again, with YouTube, will it be popular because everyone does videos there? I don't know. Got to think about that as well. That's why I don't go to London and do videos about Big Ben, because no one wants to see that. Yes. Yeah, so potentially I might stay in until November then. I don't know. Coco from Pixar. I don't know what that is. I'm stupid. I don't watch things like that. Yeah, so I might stay in Mexico City for longer. This is almost an hour. I'm going to go in a minute. because I'm boiling hot and I need a cigarette, which I have one left of, by the way, unless my friend has smoked it. If he has, I will go ballistic. I definitely need to show you the finer side of flying someday, business class or business class-esque. I remain unconvinced. I think whatever class I'm in, I will feel awful after a flight. I have stomach pain, my stomach gets bloated, nausea. A flight not long ago, I was puking in the toilet. It's generally, a flight for me is generally hell on earth from the moment I sit down. But if I'm in an aisle seat, it's much better because I don't want to kill myself. Yes. And I will never do points because I can't get credit cards or debit cards with anyone because no one will give me one, quite simply. Yes, my credit rating is the lowest it could possibly be, by the way. Yeah, never mind. I'm planning a weekend in Brighton. Lovely. Hello, Liz. Just tuning in. I remembered your name, Liz. L Green. Will you be staying in Mexico City or Puebla? So Mexico City mainly. Guadalajara and Monterrey for a week. And back to Mexico City. A couple of days later, I'm going to Puebla for, I think, the Wednesday to the Saturday to visit a friend of mine that I met last time. Friend of mine. He is a friend. He's got a boyfriend now. Oh, okay. Yeah. So and Puebla, I really love Puebla. I can't wait to go back there. And last time I was only there for a couple of days. So well, I will be this time, but maybe this time I can see a bit more. Tara, did you think of some sort of merch? Yes, I did it about 8 months ago, but one person bought a t-shirt. I can redesign things. It's in the description of all my videos, which no one looks at, apart from some people. Yeah, Coco is a movie about the Day of the Dead. Okay, I recommend you to watch in order to understand the meaning about the tradition. Cool. Okay, I will do that. Thanks, Al, for all the recommendations today. Very helpful. Lots of single men in Mexico City. I hope. Well, yeah, there are. I must admit, Mexican men are better than Colombian men. Colombian men are too aggressive. Yeah, Mexico all the way. But my focus is nothing to do with men going forward. It's travel, travel, travel for the rest of the year. Literally from this week coming. Okay, bye, Matthew. You got to run work in the morning. Awesome. Thanks for coming on, as always. I'm going to go in a minute as well. Has anyone got any last questions or any thing that you want to see in videos coming up, or anything about italki with teaching, etc. Do you want to put Alex, yes, to put a link to invite new users to Airbnb. Yeah, so I do that, but I'm not sure if it's in recent videos, because I occasionally I get money off Airbnb credit through that link. I'll have to check that after, Alex, actually. I can't remember. Yeah, because I updated my description thing a long time ago, but I can't remember if Airbnb is in there. I don't even read my own description. I just copy and paste it from the old video. Yeah, if it isn't on the most recent ones, go back a long way, or I can just send you a message on italki or something. Yes. Oh, it's so hot. I'm worried about where my plug adapter thing has gone. I'm sure it will show up. Awesome. Oh, the battery's just gone on the laptop. Good timing. Awesome. Yes, I know the battery is gone. Stop beeping at me. Yeah, so this week coming, there will be a video. The one I mentioned about sponsored by italki. It's about languages when you're traveling and things to make it easier, or things that I've done, or things that I've experienced with languages. A Colombia bus travel video going from Medellin to Bogota. Possibly one in Bogota. I don't know if I'll get time, but then soon as I get back to Mexico City, boom, I'm going to try and get back to like 3 videos a week. Do as much as possible in Mexico, which I can't wait. Last question from Tara. What is the plan? Next hair color or on the plan? Okay, so I need to shave the sides because I see the roots are coming through. You're being sarcastic because it's awful. And cut it a bit maybe, or grow it, I don't know. Or maybe just dye it brown again, I don't know. I have yet to decide. Oh, I look like a crazy person now. Brilliant. Yes, thank you, Enrique. Thank you for joining. See you in Guadalajara in a few weeks. Good riddance, Colombia. Welcome back. Welcome home to Mexico. And with that, we've just hit 1 hour. So it's just like an English lesson. Except this is a lot easier. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, Tara. Thanks for all the questions. I'll definitely see you in Prague in a few months, hopefully. Barring any more catastrophe or meltdowns. Yeah, thanks for joining, everyone. I will see you all soon. Maybe next week. How do I end this? I can't remember. Oh, there we go. Bye, everyone.